Nevada Fall is about 600 feet tall, almost the same height as that of a 52-story building. It's also one of the most popular hikes among hikers who visit Yosemite National Park, and this was the destination of 18-year-old Israeli teenager Tomer Frankfurter. He was on a 2-month free army trip to the United States. Many Israeli youngsters go on a similar trip to the US or South America after serving the Israeli army. But some also take a trip if there are a few months left before they join the army after they graduate high school. Tomer went on a similar trip to the United States visiting a family friends in Fresno. On September 4th, 2018, he and his friend decided to visit Yosemite National Park. However, they somehow got separated during the trip. Later that afternoon, Tomer met a group of tourists from all over the world. Together, they went on to hike the Mist Trail. It's a popular short hike to Vernal and Nevada Falls, about 5.4 miles long and ends with a sublime view of the Nevada Fall. The group successfully hiked up there, had some lunch, and just as they were ready to retreat, Tomer said that he wanted to take a memorable photo. He wanted to recreate the photo that he had seen people take at Telegraph Rock near Rio de Janeiro. In these photos, people seem to be hanging off the edge of a cliff. This is the photo that Tomer was referring to and wanted to recreate. But this photo is just an optical illusion. It has been taken from such an angle that it looks like the people in the photo are actually hanging off a cliff, when in reality they're just hanging off a rock 3 feet away from the ground. According to some websites, it's stated that people in the group did try to warn Tomer that the Telegraph Rock photo was just an optical illusion and those people weren't actually hanging off a cliff. But he didn't listen to them and handed his phone over to a woman in that group as he proceeded to climb over the cliff of the Nevada Fall. At first, things seemed okay. The woman clicked few pictures of him dangling off the cliff, but soon after he asked for help. People rushed over to him to help him climb back up. They were screaming for more help, but slowly his arms got sweaty and he slipped from their grasp. Some tourists watched this happen in horror. Others screamed and broke down crying as he fell. Oksana tells her mom that she's going for a walk, but instead she goes up to the 17th floor of her apartment building just to send a photo to her beloved friend. So she climbs over the balcony of that rooftop and clicks a selfie. She sends the selfie to her friend while telling her how much she appreciated their friendship. But as her friend sees the selfie, she gets worried and tries to call Oksana, but she doesn't pick up. So Oksana's friend forwards the selfie to the mom so she could get in touch with her. But before that, the police is alerted by a passerby about a 12-year-old who fell off the 17th floor of an apartment building. That kid was Oksana B. Oksana lost her balance and fell off the balcony handrail of the 17th floor of her apartment building. Her uncle posted a message on social media, quote, "She was such a friendly girl. She was a good person. She had no problems at school. She took dance classes and English classes. She had so much to live for, and now she has lost her life to the craze of looking to do extreme selfies for social media. There can be no other reason why she climbed over the damned handrail." Rooftopping. An extremely risky trend that involves exploring rooftops of tall buildings, skyscrapers, all kinds of high bridges, and other high structures. It is usually considered illegal because rooftoppers usually don't have permission to access the rooftops of these skyscrapers, and in that case, that'll be considered trespassing. Rooftops of these buildings are generally not designed for unauthorized access, as these rooftops may not have barriers or railing to prevent any accidents. Rooftoppers do all kinds of dangerous and not so smart stunts like climbing to the top of these structures without any safety gears, risky balancing acts on the edge of these rooftops, hanging on the edge, or jumping from one rooftop to another. Wu Yongning, a famous Chinese rooftopper, took part in a rooftoping challenge in Changsha, capital of central China's Hunan province. The competition offered 100,000 yuan, which is around 14,000 USD. The identity of the sponsor of this said challenge still remains unknown. Wu, after this challenge, was about to propose to his girlfriend. He needed this money for the wedding and for the treatment of his ailing mother. He had broadcasted several videos on the live streaming platforms like Hyushan, Kawaii, and Meipai, where he used to earn money from those videos. He posted around 500 videos and earned 550,000 yuan, so basically around 76,000 USD. On November 8, 2017, Wu decided to broadcast himself while doing the challenge. The video we're about to watch is quite uncomfortable to watch, so viewers' discretion is advised. He started doing pull-ups after free climbing around 20 floors of the Huan Center in Changsha. It is a 62-story building. After doing a few pull-ups, it was pretty clear that he was struggling to climb up, and soon after he fell 45 feet below and landed on a terrace where he soon died of his injuries. Wu's body was later discovered by a window cleaner. Before Rooftopping, Wu used to work as an extra in film industry. There's been a debate that live streaming platforms that he posted on and his viewers were partially responsible for his death, as they encouraged this behavior. Streaming apps promoting his videos so that they gain more virality and platform garners more attention, and his viewers donating more and more money as the stunts got more dangerous. Wu made most of his money through financial rewards from his fans. BBC defined this whole matter as his viewers and platform basically, quote, crowdfunding his death. Eastbound Union Pacific train locomotive in Utah was traveling at 55 miles per hour. Trains traveling at that speed need a mile or more to stop completely after the emergency brakes are hit. Conductor John Anderson and engineer Michael Anderson were panicking as they blared the train horns in horror and hit the emergency brakes after what they saw they were approaching. There were 3 teenagers standing on the track of this train. Michael yelled at them in hopes that they would listen and get off the train track, but the horns of the train overrode his voice. Conductor John told an article, quote, "We saw them for about 12 seconds until they disappeared from our sight, and the train continued moving forward. The locomotive hit the 3 teenagers at almost 39 miles per hour." This was the last post made by Savannah Webster, a 13-year-old teenager who was the only girl found alive after the train hit them. Savannah's sister Kelsey and their friend Essa Ricker were found dead by conductor John after the train eventually came to a halt roughly a quarter mile further down the track. This is the selfie that they took just before the incident. You can see the train lights at the top right corner of the picture. It is believed that the teens seemed to be aware of one approaching train, but they were unaware of another train coming from the opposite direction, presumably leading to them getting trapped between the two. Essa Ricker and Kelsey Webster died on the spot. Savannah Webster was hospitalized, but it was confirmed that she suffered severe brain injuries. Although she underwent surgeries, doctors announced that she won't be recovering any further, so her family decided to take her off the life support, and she was pronounced dead 3 days after the incident. On February 15, 2024, everything seemed to be normal at Sri Venkateshwara Zoological Park in Tirupati, a city in the state Andhra Pradesh, India, until the zoo watchers started yelling at a man, warning him not to go over the restricted fence area near the lions. But Prahlad Gujjar decided to ignore the warnings and proceeded to climb over the 12-foot-high wall and entered the restricted area, from where he accessed the gate reserved for caretakers and doctors, all for one exotic selfie. He jumped and fell in front of the lions. One of the lions grabbed him by the neck and dragged him for approximately 100 meters. He died instantly at the age of 34. Caretakers then lowered the lions into the feeding cages, after which they retrieved the man's body. A 25-year-old man from Houston, Texas was discovered dancing on top of an 18-wheeler truck on 10th of November 2022. It is believed that his intention was to shoot content for a video, so he jumped on top of this truck and began dancing and recording himself. Soon after, the truck went under a bridge and the man was hit and thrown off the trailer onto the freeway. Crystal Davis, a driver who was 4 vehicles behind the truck, said she steered around the man's body as cars had to move into the far left lane. She said, quote, "I saw blood chunks on the ground. I saw the contorted body and broken neck and arm. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time we have all heard of people doing all kinds of dangerous stunts to go viral online." Grampians National Park, a natural reserve located in Victoria, Australia, known for spectacular views. Baroka Lookout, a cliffside lookout in the national park. A cliffside lookout in that national park has stunning views that turned it into a favorite spot for both hikers and photographers. It gained significant attention when a man was filmed doing a backflip on a cliff edge. So many people love to visit the spot and are also tempted to take shocking photos and videos. On December 12, 2020, a 38 28-year-old mother from Treacherous in Melbourne's north bypassed safety barriers to click a selfie. The lookout is approximately 1,900 feet. She plummeted roughly 260 feet down the cliff face while her family watched this tragedy happen. She did not survive the accident. It took over 6 hours for the police and the state emergency service to recover the woman's body on that night. Graham Wood, a Grampian store operator, mentioned that he had cautioned customers an hour before the woman's death on that same afternoon, stating that such accidents happen all the time and one of these days someone's gonna fall off. These cases are only a few among many where the desire for a captivating selfie led to untimely deaths. But there are at least around 100 more cases like that had likely happened due to a selfie. There is a study related to this issue, I'll link it down below, that says that there have been more than 250 deaths where people lost their lives because of a photo. Between October 2011 and November 2017, 259 people died in 137 selfie-related incidents. Most of these deaths occurred due to drowning, transport-related incidents, falls from a significant height, and fire. These number of deaths could actually be way more higher because most of these incidents are reported as road accidents, death by drowning, falling from rooftop, or getting attacked by an animal, and not really death by selfie. India has reported the highest number of selfie-related incidents and deaths, followed by Russia, the United States, and Pakistan. In India, selfie-related deaths are not specifically reported, which means many such deaths may be categorized as road traffic accidents or other causes, resulting in significant underreporting of these incidents. As we all love to capture our moments, it is crucial to be mindful of our surroundings and the potential dangers. Establishing no selfie zones in risky areas like bodies of water, mountain summits, and tall buildings could save lives. Remember, no photo is worth the risk of losing your life.